Up at Anofa Quarry, Mavis the Diesel ensures all the trucks are in their proper places. But sometimes there are just too many trucks, and then Mavis cannot cope. One day, the Fat Controller sent up Stanley to go and help her. Stanley was very excited. When he arrived, he was very quick and eager to start work. "Hello, I'm here to help," he called. "Who are you?" Mavis cried, very surprised indeed. "Stanley," he said. "Goodbye," and with that he departed to take the trucks to another part of the quarry. Mavis was speechless. Later on, she went and had a talk to him. "Who do you think you are, bustling into my quarry and just working like that? I barely even know who you are." Stanley was surprised. "I'm very sorry, I just wanted to get started, that's all. I have a very important job that the Fat Controller wants me to do, and I don't want to let him down." "I see," Mavis snapped. "Well, I'd better go and load Toby's next train." "Already done," Stanley smiled. "I'm just getting the next load ready." Oh, of course you have." Poor Mavis was horrified. Stanley was taking all of her work. When Mavis was next down at Farquhar, Daisy and Percy were chatting in the sidings. "Stanley is such a charm," Daisy said. "And really helpful," Percy agreed. "I've never known the quarry to be so efficient." Mavis gritted her teeth. The workmen seemed to be saying the same thing. It was all Stanley, Stanley, Stanley. Mavis was finding it very hard to find any work to do. "Can I load the slate?" she asked. "Stanley's already done it," the workman said. "Are there any trucks to take to Farquhar?" "Oh, Stanley's just taken them down." That was it. Mavis had had enough. Later on, Toby arrived at the quarry. Stanley was waiting for him. "I have 3 loads for you to take, Toby," he exclaimed. That's going to be too much for me today," Toby sighed. "I'm sorry, I can only manage so much." Mavis saw her chance. "Not to worry," she cried. "I can take them. I'm really helpful." She buffered up to the line of trucks and set off out of the quarry. "Mavis, stop! You're not coupled up," Stanley cried. Mavis sped towards the entrance of the quarry, when suddenly the trucks began to go faster than herself. "Oh no," she cried. There was a speed limit on the tramway, but Mavis was going way over it. At the waterfall bridge, Mavis suddenly felt her wheels lift off the tracks, and she swung dangerously towards the edge. "Oh, help! Help!" she shrieked. "Don't worry, Mavis," Stanley cried. Slowly he came up and buffered up to her. Carefully he backed down again. Mavis's wheels were slowly led back onto the rails. Stanley then took Mavis back up to the quarry. "Thank you, Stanley," Mavis cried. "Rattle my rods, what were you thinking?" Toby exclaimed. "Sorry," Mavis coughed. She looked down at her buffers. "I just wanted to be as good as Stanley, for once." "Sorry?" Stanley was surprised. "What do you mean?" Mavis explained how she'd been feeling the whole time, and how she felt Stanley had taken over her job. "Oh my," Stanley said. I never wanted that. I just wanted to help you out as much as I could. I'm terribly sorry." "No, I'm sorry," Mavis insisted. I was being stupid. After that, Mavis and Stanley worked better, and the Fat Controller said Stanley could work in the quarry till the end of the spring. Mavis was delighted, and the two became firm friends. A few weeks later, Mavis and Stanley were shunting when...